What's going on, family? You're in the lab with Avery Yasharel, King David, and Lady T, man. We're going to do our first episode of Unnecessary Roughness, and we're going to get started, man. We're going to talk about Shedeur Sanders. We're going to talk about Atlanta Falcons versus Detroit Lions. But before we get into it, man, our thoughts and prayers go out to Maurice Norris, the cornerback that was injured on Friday night, man. We hope him and his family especially him recovering. I heard that he was moving his arms and legs again, but that was a vicious hit that he took, and the collision, I should say. And it looked bad seeing him shaking down there on the ground. So we wish him a speedy recovery, man, to get back to his dreams. I want to introduce, I got King David and Lady T. Which one of y'all want to introduce yourself? Feel free to go ahead.
King David here. Glad the football season is starting.
Yes.
Exciting time right now. It's coming out the dry season, but to reiterate, just wishing Norris a speedy recovery.
Yes.
Well wishes to his family as well. That was pretty uh, difficult to watch. So get well, young man.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. How about you, Lady T? You want to introduce yourself?
Sure, I'm Lady T. Really glad to be a part of Unnecessary Roughness today, hanging out with the guys. So let's get into it.
Yeah, let's get into it, man. Let's talk about we gonna end the back end with Shedeur Sanders, man, and but we're gonna start with our home team, the Atlanta Falcons, man. And what do y'all want to break down? Who can go first? It doesn't matter, King David or Lady T, but I was impressed, but I wasn't impressed with what I saw from the Atlanta Falcons, man. It's making me starting to question my coaching staff, my owner, my GM, a little bit of everything. Because I understand you don't want to get your starters hurt, but at the same time, I think your starters need reps and timings. I've seen several star players, play at least one or two drives. So give me your input on that.
Definitely for me, I wish the starters would play. Raheem, that's never been his forte since he's been a coach here with us. Um, he typically play his third string guys, at least from the offense side. I know some defensive guys got in that's going to be starters for us. But yeah, I'm with you, hey, Brew. I would love to see starters in at least for a series to get the
Mhm.
timing down. Practice and game speed are totally different. I
Yeah.
understand the not wanting to get guys hurt, seeing the guy hurt in this particular game, so I understand that. But at the same time, you can't coach scared. You just can't.
Mhm.
You gotta go out there. It's part of the game. Don't want to take a
Exactly.
big hit. Make sure your quarterback know to get down and not take a big hit, but cannot coach scared. But the game itself, I love what I see from the defense early, and the offense early as well. But the defense specifically, they was playing fast. They was flying around. They got some sacks early.
Mhm.
Playing with a lot of energy right now. Hopefully that continues though throughout the preseason and the regular season, and them guys not get burned out from trying to play so fast.
I got you, man. I feel you on that. Lady T, you got anything to add to that?
No, I agree 100%. It would be nice to see the starters at least for, a couple of takes. It just feels like we get to the regular season game and we're like cold. And if we use these preseason games to get a little warmed up and get all the starters in a good groove. I know they've been practicing, but it is different in the practice than it is in the actual game. So it would be nice to see the starters out there at least for a few minutes. I kind of enjoy the game, and I know this isn't our starting quarterback. I think he's third in line, but I liked watching Stick, and I appreciate some of the. I think some of the basically his connections that he made were really good in the first half. So that kind of made me excited that football season 2025 has started, and it got me excited to watch the Falcons.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm still disappointed because what I'm seeing is that we didn't get to see our starters. And now, like I said, if you're not gonna play Penix, at least let me see Kurt. You know what I mean? Or let's say trying to save Kurt to trade him, or if you're not gonna play B. John Robertson, Can I see my other guy, Tyler? You know what I mean? Give me something to get excited about. I just don't want to see this preseason. I mean, these training camp highlights and stuff like that, and you practice against one another. But then when you come to it's time to get in the game, like last year, it took us about the fourth game before we started looking like a team out there.
And as a fan, I'm paying money to go to the game. I want to
Mhm.
see some of the starters.
Mhm.
Otherwise, why even pay to go to the preseason game
Mhm.
Yeah,
as a
exactly.
fan? So get it
And as
together,
a
Raheem. Get
fan,
it together, Blake.
Mhm. Go ahead, Lady T.
yeah, sorry to interrupt, King David. Yeah, just we've been waiting for months and months. You know, it always feels like a long wait until football season, but we're excited. You know, last year, Abru and I had a chance to go out to the game and experience a preseason game, and it's just like you've been waiting for it. And I would support preseason games because they're much cheaper than the regular season. But it'd be nice if we get an experience that are like some of the other teams where they actually have their starters in at least. At least you can see them.
Exactly. Exactly. So, what y'all saw from Sick Man? Did y'all? He probably won't make the team unless Kirk get traded, or he'll go to the practice squad. Uh, but from what I saw from Stick, the quarterback, are y'all impressed? Y'all even kill? He has been in the league for 5 years. Since 2019, he was a backup for the San Diego Chargers. He was on the San Diego Chargers team from 2019 to 2024. So, is he a commodity to keep around, or y'all think we should move on from him or practice squad?
I was impressed with him. I
Mhm.
believe his numbers was something like 12 or 15. I'm not in front of me right now, but
Mhm.
Mhm.
but so 12, 15, a touchdown. He was over 100 quarterback rating. He made
Mhm.
some really good throws. Pretty decisive at times. So I was really impressed. Definitely can be a backup, but I get that it's preseason and you're going against other backups. Don't know what he would look like going against a starter,
Mhm.
but definitely put him on the practice squad. But if Kurt's gone, definitely can be probably elevated to the number two quarterback on his roster.
Mhm. I can see that. I can definitely see it. It looked like Zimmers was in 15 for 18, 83% completion, which is good, 148 yards and 8.3 average with one TD and no interception. So yeah, I'm with you on that. I can see him actually sticking around. You know what I mean? I think I was impressed. I was impressed with him too. But like I say, he won't definitely be the number. You ain't gonna pull Kirk to the to the third string quarterback. I just don't see him doing that.
No,
Not with the money that they're potentially paying him.
Mhm.
right.
Mhm. So defense, our young fellas, Javon Walker, and the guy that we drafted from Tennessee, man. I saw some speed movement and some energy, but I didn't see nobody getting home yet. But they are rookies and they're still learning. But I didn't see nobody getting home. I was really hoping to see somebody get home.
Yeah, out of the rookies, they still got to develop. I believe AK got a sack, which he'd have been on his roster several years.
Mhm.
Brandon Doyle is, I believe, a rookie. I believe he might have got a sack. So I believe he had three
Mhm.
total sacks in this game, which was pretty solid for a preseason game. And the Atlanta Falcons being one of the worst sack teams, uh, one of the worst teams in getting sacks
Mhm.
on the opposing team in the league. So that was pretty refreshing to see us get home at least three times against the Lions.
I can see that. I definitely can see that. But it was against their backups too. So, do you think by they shaved one of the preseason games, because more likely we ain't gonna see none of the Falcons for the whole preseason, none of the starters for the whole preseason. Do you think by they say shaved that one preseason game and made it a regular season game that's why most player coaches or teams going in that direction of not playing their guys?
It's a real possibility, trying to just get them to the regular season. But
Hmm.
again, like you said earlier, you got to get this timing down. Practice speed and game speed are totally different.
Hmm.
Um, Generally, you're not, at least the quarterback, not going to get hit in practice. So
Hmm.
he needs some of that experience to get himself into the game. So yeah, they need at least a series or two
Mhm.
to get up to speed.
Exactly. And my thing was the Big Uglies. I don't even think the Big Uglies have really played out there either.
No.
Probably our potential starters, Big Uglies. But some of the highlights that I did see, man, I love what I see from Helms, man. Helms is a hitter, man. He gonna be a guy for us, man. Now, will he start? I'm not for sure will he start on this particular squad because we safety healthy back there, and we drafted Xavier Watts from Notre Dame, which I thought was a great draft. But we'll hell him start, man. What do you think, King David, the ladies?
He had the experience over Xavier Watts and Billy Bowman. With Bowman probably going to be the
Mm-hmm,
a nickel guy, but so he had the experience over Watts. From a skill set, Watts probably have more in his bag than a
mm-hmm,
Helm. Watts mimicking his game after Jesse Bates and learning and getting coached up from him. He's probably going to be a guy definitely in the future that's going to be back there. But as of right now, Helm got a shot. They say definitely going to make this team. We know he's a big hitter. Can he do everything the defense need him to do in terms of reading and into the spots where he needs to be, opposed to just being a downhill,
mm-hmm.
knock you out type guy?
Yeah, because that's what I see. He put a big hit on the Detroit defender off or receiver tight end. I can't remember what the guy was, but my man had to think about that
And
hit,
that hit
man.
was legal, hey, bro. That was a legal hit.
Yeah.
Exactly, man. You know what? King David? We gotta throw a challenge flag, man. We gotta throw a challenge flag
Throw the
for the
challenge
ref on
flag
that,
on.
man. I'm throwing a challenge flag on that, bro, because that unless that call with that hit, bro, that was a bailout, bro. Then they tried to say, well, it was holding to someone on the offense, right? So it kind of
Right, they
negated.
called, yeah, several. Right.
Yeah.
Let
So
me let me ask y'all because what I saw on the replay with that
mhm,
hit, it totally looked legal. It looked like he hit around the shoulder area. I didn't see anything that looked like it would have been a personal foul.
no.
What, by definition or just for opinion, like what is it that they could have seen that put that in that category?
It's a preseason game. I believe if they would have truly reviewed it, which they would have in the regular season, they would have
Mhm,
reversed that call. But because they
Mm-hmm.
didn't go back and look at it in real time, it may have looked like he hit him in the head or led with his head,
mhm,
Mm.
which why they threw the flag. But perfectly, that's a
Mm.
perfect textbook tackle. He led with his shoulder. He hit him in the target area of his shoulder area,
he
looks
did.
like.
Mm-hmm.
So it was perfect textbook. They just didn't go back and review it like they would have done in the regular season.
In the regular season. So exactly, and but then they call. I think they tried to call the unless they roughness on the defensive receiver or whatever. But he was actually catching the ball. You know what I mean? So I don't get some of these rules with the NFL that they come out like this year. What do y'all think about the chain game gone? They ain't measuring. They ain't measuring the football no more. They.
Yeah,
Mhm.
they call it the NF.
I
What
believe
is
they're
it?
just
The
practicing this
Atlanta.
though. I think it's still gonna be the chain gang in the regular season. I believe, right? I believe it was
I don't
just a
know.
So I read up on it a little bit. So it's called the digital line of game.
Hmm.
And they say they use a Sony Hawkeye technology that they use also like in baseball
Hmm.
and in tennis. And it's 8K cameras that they're using. But what I did read is that the chains will continue to be on the sideline, but it's sort of a backup method.
so they implement that this year in the regular season. I thought it was just more of a trial out period.
Hmm.
So
Well,
okay.
yeah. So
It
let's go
sounds
ahead.
like it's going to be for the season, according to what I read online.
So basically, I know they're doing the 8K and I know they're doing the digital Hawkeye thing. But if a referee don't like you and he got the last say where the ball go, he
Hmm.
can kind of screw you over. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? If we got a referee from the Aints, bro, them
Hmm.
stinking Aints, bro. We Falcon fans right here. I don't care if I got no Aints fans. Matter of fact, I don't want no Aints fans. You know, I'm able. Nah, I want the Aints fans. Y'all come watch it. Yeah, I apologize. You know what I mean? I just don't want y'all to win on Sunday against the Falcons. But no, man. So, but truly, if the Falcon, if that referee, because I don't care what y'all say, referees can be biased like anybody else biased. You know what I mean?
Of course.
Prone to
So,
error.
so if he cheering for another team, he don't supposed to. But if he cheering for another team, he can kind of screw with this digital football marketing thing. He marking the ball at least in the preseason. But if he marking the ball, and that's where the ball stands right there from his judgment off of the digital Hawkeye, man, he can screw you over, bro.
This
Hey,
is gonna
Drew, let
make
me ask you
it.
Huh?
This is gonna
let
make
me
it
ask you.
really hard
Okay,
to
okay.
get it wrong.
Yeah. What you got?
Why do you think they're going to this though? In y'all personal opinion, is this the speed of the game, or what y'all think
Yes,
on
to speed up the game, and to increase the accuracy without taking out all the human elements. So I think it's just, and you be honest, it's just like this day and age, and they use it in tennis. I always wonder, like, how can they see so well? Like you see a tennis player slam the ball down on the other side, and it's like, they know like right away it's out or something. So being that the other sports are taking advantage of the technology, I'm kind of surprised that football is like coming to the table this late.
Okay.
Definitely probably speed up the game, but I don't know, man. I guess I'm old school. I got to get stuff. I got to get out of my, you know what I mean? I got to move forward with the modern technology. I'm a Gen Xer, man. So we still willing to put the thing in drive and crank the key away. All these new model cats still want push starts. You know what I mean? So I like to
The
change.
With the
dinosaur. I get it.
time, gotta change.
Yeah, I got to move with change. But yeah, man. So we are gonna get into Shedeur, but my thing is, what are y'all expectations of the Falcons for what y'all said? I know it's only our first preseason game. I know we got, but what are y'all expectations of the Falcons this year? I'll start with you, King David.
We definitely should make playoff. Definitely want to see double-digit wins. Should make the playoffs. Should win our division. That's
Mhm.
my expectation. So division, win division, make the playoffs, and go from there. Hopefully, we can get out of first round, but definitely, like I say, win division and get into the playoff would be my expectation.
Appreciate you. What about you, Lady T?
Yeah, I would say the same thing. I kind of like the idea that we at least get into our division playoffs and win that. There's absolutely no reason we shouldn't be able to. And we've traded out coaches, we've traded out everybody in the office that's got those positions, but we haven't traded out our owner. But Arthur Blank is, I want him to get excited and want to win, be that winning owner, the one that is putting the burden on everybody below him to win. And I hope that he feels that way this 2025. We just, as the fans, we want to see the Falcons change the narrative. It's just been like too long, and, we're trying to, as people that live in the state of Georgia, we're trying to be rooting for the home team, but they make it really difficult. So I'm really hoping to see something exciting this year. Exciting.
For the last 4 seasons, three of the 4 seasons we were 7-9 under Arthur Smith. This season here we was 89? Or no, we 7-10 or something like that under Arthur Smith or something like that. And then this year we was 89 on the Raw. It's time to at least get to the playoffs. We hadn't made the playoffs since 2017. We're talking about 8 seasons now. And it's hard to be a Falcon fan. As a Falcon fan, the Super Bowl broke my heart, bro. It broke my heart. I was leaving church early on Sunday to get to watch the Falcons, bro. After the Super Bowl, I don't think I really watched the full game, maybe 1 or 2 games this season, bro. That thing got me. You know what I mean? Arthur Blank should owe me some money, bro. I've been a Falcon fan since I was 5 years old, since 1980. You know what I mean? So I'm old school. But I don't know, man. If they ain't getting to the playoffs this year, I'm probably gonna throw in the towel again, bro. You know what I mean? I'm probably gonna throw in the towel again. You know what I mean?
You're throwing in the towel on the season.
Throwing the towel on the whole damn team. April can't take it no more. April been struggling with the Falcons. You know what I mean? If they don't get it, I'll tell you. No, I can't say that. I can't say that because I ain't finna be no Aints fan. I just can't be no Aints fan. You know what I mean? So, but we hopefully we make to the playoff and make some noise in the playoffs. But if we don't, I think Raw will be on the hot seat come next year.
It would definitely be some changes if we don't make the playoff. Like I say, Rob might be next year. Terry might be gone this year. Possibly if you don't make the playoff. But again, like Lady T spoke of earlier, we done this before. We done changed our coaches and all that.
Mm-hmm.
At some point, you just got to get it done.
I put the owners on off the blame at this particular point. He been our owner since I think 2000, 25 years. You got teams that won multiple Super Bowls, like the Eagles. They didn't won multiple Super Bowls. Since we've been to the Super Bowl, they didn't won multiple, man. They draft players, and I understand he say he don't get involved in that, but I heard he did. He was the one pushing the Kirk Cousins thing, and so I'm sorry. I put the onus on the owner at the end of the day with this team and where they're going forward. So I don't know, man. I might be retiring from the Falcons, and we can't get to the playoffs, man. I might be retired, man. I'm going from that. You know, I'm just being honest with y'all, man. So, but with that said, man, we're gonna move over to the Shedeur Sanders, man. The young king, man. Let's talk about the young king. He's I was impressed with him. He kind of did his thing. But do you think he get a fair shake?
In terms of what?
I think in terms of let me pull him up right fast. In terms of the media and the people in Cleveland, like that I guess he podcasts the radio Tony Grossi. He never said anything positive about Shedeur. Shedeur was a fifth round draft pick who really get no reps in practice of what I'm hearing. He went out there on Friday, which I thought he was being set up. I honestly thought the young king was being set up for failure, but he went out there and did his thing. And especially after that game came after a few days after the owner of the Cleveland Browns said he didn't even want Shedeur. You know what I mean? So that is the young king being set up for failure in Cleveland, man.
I think you either love him or hate him. I think a lot of people hate him because of maybe his flashiness, his dad
Mm-hmm.
flashiness. I think a lot of people are gonna hate him because of that. But go out there, do your thing, man, and prove them all wrong. That's all he can really do at this point. But don't change who you are. Be you.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. What do you think, Lady T? Do you
Yeah.
think the young king getting a fair shot, even in the NFL?
Yeah, I'm pretty much convinced that there's going to be the fans are going to get into the energy of what he brings to the table. He just is able to do some things that some quarterbacks aren't. I'm not sure how the quarterbacks ahead of him play, but he definitely brings energy. He brings, he looks good out there. It was his first NFL game, but he looked comfortable. He looked decisive. We talked about it earlier. He kind of held on the ball a little bit too long a couple of times, but he seemed to gain a rhythm that brought the energy to the game. And I just don't see how, as fans, you know what I mean? The fans are going to get excited about that type of energy brought to that position. And it really just, to me, put the burden on the starting quarterback. You know what I mean? I just feel like that's the case. I just can't see having Shedeur. I don't know what was going on with why he was drafted in the 5th round. I have no idea what that was about. But I'm inclined to think that it's all a setup. And I don't think it's a coincidence that he landed out there in the preseason opener game starting. I don't think that was something that, it just happened. Somebody got hurt ahead of him and that's why he's playing. I don't think that's the case. I don't know why he's not getting reps. That's the first I've heard of that. But I think that he is going to continue to be the player that he is. And I think by that, if he stays true to himself, then that's going to rally the fan base. Just my thoughts on that.
I got you on that. King David, do you think that by two things? Are they playing him to trade him, or are they playing him to keep him? And if they keep him, will he be game one starter?
Uh, I think they want to keep him. I think he bring a lot to that team, revenue, jersey sales.
Hmm.
He bring money to the team, so I think they really want to keep him. Now they got a steal from when they drafted him, as Lady T said, fifth round pick. You not paying him very much, and what he's worth at this point. So if he played well, you really got a
Hmm.
steal. So I think they planning to keep him.
Hmm.
Um, and I believe he's going to get possibly starting at some point during the season. He
Hmm.
probably gonna start off at 2 or 3. They got 5 quarterbacks on the roster right now, but the son, you paying him a lot of money to just be there at this point. So they
I
probably
think they're
gonna
gonna
move on
wait
from
with
him.
Deshaun, to
Yeah,
be
they're gonna
honest with
move
you.
on from him. So you got at least Flacco, Shedeur, Kenny Pickett, and Dylan Gabriel.
Hmm.
So Shedeur probably gonna beat out 2 or 3 of those guys. So he
Hmm.
probably wind up, like I said, probably about 2 on the depth chart to start the season. Maybe
Hmm.
3 if they keep, depends on how many they keep. But I believe he definitely gonna become a starter at some point during the season if he continue to play well like he did in his first preseason game.
Okay, yeah, I can see that too. Um, I think they're gonna move on from Deshaun. I think it was a slap in the face to draft Dylan Gabriel over Shedeur. He should have been, like Mayor Kiper said, he should have been in the top 5 picks of the NFL draft. He should have. There's no way that
Hmm.
young king shouldn't have been drafted in the top 5. It might have been, you might have drafted Travis Hunter number 2, but Shedeur should have been in the top 5. Let's play. Then we played that game. They played that game in disrespect to him, and I think it was because of his father. I think it was because of his father and what his father said about his sons. But any father will have the confidence about their
Hmm.
sons. They should talk like that about their sons.
Hmm.
And they was. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna say this out loud, and I know people be upset with me, but I think it was a public butt breaking. That's what I think. Let's show him we run the NFL. You know what I mean? And that was a disgrace to for the NFL, to the Cleveland Browns, to anybody who see that young man, his skill set, be drafted in the 5th round. So, me personally, he's humble.
Hmm.
He's playing his butt off, and I hope that young king go to be great. I hope he be great so he can show everybody who passed over him that he whooping their butt every Sunday. He just blowing these cats out. That's what I hope he blow everybody out with the Falcons. I'm just being honest with you. Don't beat the Falcons. I hope he lose every time to the Falcons. I like you should do, but I hope he lose every time to the Falcons.
I think, so what if he's flashy? So
Mhm.
what if Dion said this or that? I don't understand. Can he throw the ball?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Hmm.
Can he get himself out of a pickle?
Hmm.
Yes, he can. If he can play the game and he can play the position, I
Hmm.
don't know why he was blackballed, or, I don't know what the official term is, but that's what I'll call it.
Hmm.
Almost like blackballed out of the first few rounds of the draft. I think it's crazy mentality to punish him because of those things. I mean, it's just a person's personality. If
Hmm.
you don't like it, just get him on your team and then work with him in the media. But he handles himself very well in the post game interviews. He's completely put together. He speaks well. He represents, I think, the team well. So I don't know. I don't really get, everything was going on, but I'll circle back to what you initially
Hmm.
started with, Abru, by saying, do we think they'll keep him? The Browns will keep
Hmm.
him, or let him go? I think his stock is going up either way.
Hmm.
So if the Browns aren't willing and don't like him, don't want him, whatever the case may be, you put him in the opening preseason game, and he did well. And so now everybody can see that he can play at a decent level, at least against the third streamers.
Hmm.
So, in my mind, he accomplished as a player everything you would want to accomplish.
I can agree with that. Let me ask you something, King David. if your CEO or VP, I'm gonna say CEO because that's what the Cleveland Browns owned it, came out and said they didn't want you, but somebody else hired you anyway. What are you doing when you get an opportunity?
I'm out. When it's up to me, I'm out.
They won't trade him because he's gonna make a lot of money for them in the next 4 years. But I'd be shocked if that young king re-signed with them.
Right. Or my money value gonna be so high,
Mm-hmm.
it, it's gonna they ain't gonna want to probably pay me that.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Because the owner came out and said that he didn't want to draft Shedeur.
He's gonna probably recant on those words.
I made that cat come and publicly apologize. I made that kid publicly.
He won't do that. Yeah.
Humble. Either you publicly apologize, or I won't sign with you. He can't do nothing now for 4 years because he's under contract for 4 years. Go ahead, bro.
I'm sure you're gonna get some advice from your dad, but when that time comes, get a piece of the franchise, Shedeur. Get a piece of that franchise.
Well, he getting a piece of the NFL right now with that prime equity clause that was in his contract. Because he already made, they say he only signed for a 4 year, $4.6 million or something like that, but he made what, 40 or $50 million off jersey sales. So he already made first round money already. You know what I mean? So I appreciate the young king, man. I hope he do well. Like I say, I hope he beat everybody, blow everybody out, except the Falcons. You know what I mean? Even though his dad was drafted by the Falcons, but you know, it's another story. But with that said, man, hey, y'all got anything to add, man? This is our first episode of Unnecessary Roughness. Any closing Lady T you want to add to the show?
I like our format. We'll just continue to kind of work with our format and get better and better. I like the energy. I'm glad it's time for football again. I look forward to conversations about the dogs now because truth be told, that's where my heart is in college football, even though they're making it real complicated with this portal and all this other stuff. With people switching teams, it's almost feeling like a little mini NFL. But I do look forward to this football season, and I can't wait to have some discussions about the dogs. Is it 2 weeks?
Yeah, in 2 weeks.
About 2 more
definitely
weeks.
Talking about the dogs. But yeah, I'm with you on that. Go ahead.
King
David, what do you think? Any closing arguments? I'm sorry. Let T cut you off.
No, that's all.
All right. King David, got anything on the closing arguments?
Well, the first thing before we close out, I got a little challenge flag on Rob, man. I know we talked about it a little bit, but I'm tired of seeing L's in these preseason.
Yes.
We gotta figure out a way to build this confidence, man. You get a W, that build the confidence. Of course, like I say, we'd rather see the starters, but if not, we still gotta win the game. Just to build the confidence to the next week, man. I'm tired of seeing L's, so I'm challenging Rob. Listen here, do better. But the close out, I'm excited that football season is starting up. Like I said, we got the dogs coming up, but Falcons preseason right now. So I've got a couple months of this. So rise up and sick 'em.
Yes, right.
And I don't know the hell to rise up thing, man. What is
That's what Shaq said the ox is.
Well, it's also a bird. Maybe it makes a similar noise.
Hey, but y'all know how it is, man. It's been great to have y'all on the show, man. Unnecessary Roughness. Get ready for a lot of this off season. You know, people gonna come for the games, but stay for the truth and stay for the stories and the laughter, man. So when y'all come and watch this show every Sunday, pull y'all couch up, pull y'all seat up, man, and because we're gonna be live, we're gonna do some live shows during the season, so you'll be able to interact with Lady T, King David, and Abel during the show, man, and I'm gonna be excited about that, man, to see what the fans talking about, and if you hit us during the live, we'll be able to respond to you immediately, unless you just said some crazy thing. We had a moderator to kick you out the chat. So with that said, man, maybe y'all King David, Lady T. Until next time, people, y'all be good.